Alright guys, and welcome back to Broken Arrow. So this is a battle I recorded during my off time. I was just playing around, and I wanted to really get to enjoy this a little bit. Let me turn this up a little bit. Okay, so this is on the Suwalki Gap map. Actually, probably my second favorite map. I forget the name of the other map that's in Clinical. I'd have to look at it again. The first video for Broken Arrow that I put out. Love that map to death. I think it's probably one of the best. I think Suwalki is my second favorite, and then there's the port map, which I don't really like all that much, personally speaking. But then and then the one with the highway that runs in the middle, I like that one as well. So those are, I'd say, my top three. So, with this match, it was, I'm rolling with a combined, what is this, airborne and, mechanized infantry deck. My whole idea here is that or armored deck, my bad, or airborne, armored deck. And generally speaking, what this gives you the ability to do is sustain a lot of defensive capability. You're not great at pushing necessarily. You can push, but you're not great at it. You really can't bring enough heavy assets to bear in order to really get going. So this is when all of a sudden we have one of the enemies drop, and we're just in the initial deployment. I'm pushing out scouts, STT, special tactics teams, which are armed with stingers, and then of course I got my javelins on my scouts. Basically, these are all my long range assets. This is before I learned about the I forget what the unit is. It might be the special tactics teams. It's either a special tactics team or something else that gets the ability to have javelins. I forget what the unit is. But this is an old deck that I'm not using anymore, personally speaking. And, losing the Venom to the Maverick, that was a really bad fucking move on his part. These scouts, unfortunately, getting caught out, unfortunately, because of this engagement. But this engagement should go our way pretty well. Enemy doesn't have a lot of units. They're not big units either. Not a lot of health. But my overall concept here is get as many forces as I can forward to not only garrison these buildings, but also prevent the enemy from just having a run at me. And of course, catching out this sniper, which great use of the AGS. I say AGS. Are they Mark 19s or Mark 47s? I forget. But point is, great use of those. Those are actually personally my favorite armament to put on these vehicles. The grenade launchers, the automatic grenade launchers are amazing. Getting some supply in there. Continuing to harass very heavily with these javelins. And these javelins paired with the AGSs are actually really potent, in my opinion. I think it's a great combination. So we've captured D, got a great position. Our scouts are forward. We're waiting for the rest of our forces to come forward. I'm trying to get eyes on, and then all of a sudden my flyer here starts getting shot from the tree line there, and you can notice how it's two distinct streams of fire. That's indicative of a anti-material sniper team, so they definitely got scouts on that side. I'm going to try to get those Bradleys up there to take those scouts out, because I don't want them in a position where they can harm me. So now we got a Bradley and some mech rifles going into Gamma, or Golf, my bad, going into Golf. And looking at the map, now I wasn't paying attention to the map at the time, but we have completely lost our left flank. We've been able to establish a defensive position on the right flank, but the left flank is completely lost at this point in time. And I had not realized that in this game up to this point, and I don't notice it the entire time I'm in battle. Bringing in the MH-47, a couple Ranger squads, and some more javelins, just giving me some more capability. We got a bunch of just a bunch of freaking ballistic missiles coming in. Jesus Christ, I didn't realize how many they had sent. So we got, and remember, this is a mirror matchup, so they have all the units that we do, and in some cases, some of their units are better than ours. Because, for example, I don't remember in this match any seed planes coming out from our side. I don't carry much seed in my overall deck, so unfortunately, I just didn't have it available. Cav Scouts popping another war. I believe they're referred to as a war rig. Got Bradley shooting at something. Looks like an M113. Another war rig getting popped, which those are Rangers. And we're just, we're holding our position. We're getting supplies and forces up, and we're bringing up these Ranger javelins. These Ranger javelins are great, by the way. I think they're one of the best defensive units, personally speaking. Oop, still caught that javelin. We need to keep moving up. We need to take out those snipers. The snipers have probably bugged out at this point in time anyways, but I need to get people on the flank, and I need to get into a position where I can actually start defending on this small flank. Great situation for us, but unfortunately they do get the Gustav off, so they're able to take out my Bradley. But the mech rifles versus that Gustav's team, they'll be able to win that. But then here comes the Comanche. The Comanche, unfortunately, will provide too much firepower, and our mech rifles are going to get messed up from that. Now, the Comanche will go down to the Special Tactics team if he's not careful, and boom, there we go. So we're moving up the Rangers. We're getting into a good position. We're going to occupy that tree line with those mech rifles, what's left of them. We're going to bring up those flyers. And just right now, my whole mindset is I must hold this flank. That is my only prerogative. And it's not a bad prerogative either. Like, I am dedicated to holding this line and preventing the enemy from pushing through. Again, I have not noticed up to this point Bradley lose those supplies. And at this point in time, I'm like, okay, they've got recon close enough that they're able to detect stuff. That DAP comes in. There's enemy units in that tree line. Obvious problem. And this DAP is going to come forward, if I remember correctly. Yep. Going to come forward. All of a sudden, boom. They got AA in that in the tree line back there. So it is a very, very, very interesting situation to be in. Flyer takes out the Gustav. They did take out one of the flyers, but that's fine. My only goal here is the flyers are cheap and they're kind of expendable. I need just to hold. And now I'm pushing the Rangers forward, getting them into a forward position. Bring up the Pack 2. Goal with the Pack 2 is just to lock down this sector. And I will repeat this again. I have not noticed up to this point that we've lost the left flank completely. Like, I have not noticed whatsoever. Calling in my own M270s, get those in, bring in the other Pack 2. I'm very light overall on my anti-air in this deck, and this is why I chose not to use this deck after I played this match, because it was strong on the defense, but there weren't enough defensive assets in it. So now, rush the Rangers into that building so they can start taking shots at those guys. The machine gun on the Ranger Javelins are going to start assisting as well. And this is what makes the Ranger Javelins, when paired with the Rangers, such a potent team, is that they're able to just absolutely screw up infantry in the open. But unfortunately, in that tree line, I discover, oh, they got Green Berets. Green Berets are fantastic, by the way. They are like the premier anti-infantry unit. And people use them wrong a lot. You need to use them in an ambush style, in my opinion, and you need to pair them with Delta Force, or not Delta Force. What is it? Oh no, it is Delta Force in that deck. Green Berets with Delta Force, one of the most lethal assault forces in the entire game. It's hilarious how devastating it is. But as we can see, the machine guns, there's 2 machine guns on the Ranger Javelins. Excellent asset. I think it's one of the best combinations. With the Javelin plus the machine guns, it's just so good. Now, they are light on the Javelins, however, but I think it's a good combination. Now, one of the things I did not know prior to this is that I had not realized, personally speaking, that the killer eggs could get Hellfires. And I wish I had had them in this match, because these tanks that you're seeing on the map are on the field right now. They are going to present a big problem for me overall. So, and as we can see, massive push coming in from the enemy. Massive push. And I just need to start saturating as hard as possible to prevent that attack from engaging with us directly. And again, we have the Pack 2s coming up. Unfortunately, some failures on the interceptions. But it is what it is, unfortunately. So we got this massive attack coming in. The Rangers that are left, they're going to be able to support. They just got a huge wave of forces inbound, and there's not much I can do. But this Guardian is a great asset. It's going to be able to come in and help us out quite a bit. Problem is I'm using the standard high explosive MLRS in this game, and so the effect on that armor right there was minimal. But then this is when I learn, oh god, they have a shore rat on that side. And unfortunately, boom, Guardian goes down. The Guardian would have been an excellent asset to take out these vehicles and the tanks. Unfortunately, just didn't end up happening the way I wanted it to. Nothing I could do. And unfortunately, as you can see, well, I'm just going to point with this. Fuck it. I don't care at this point. As you can see, one of our allies has dropped from the game. And yes, I don't know why, but the editing software I use for my videos doesn't actually have a recording function. I learned that today. I was like, what? Maybe it's hidden somewhere, but I'm doing this just as a afterthought, because I was like, you know what, this match, even though I lost it, it was still a good example of how to properly hold and counterattack, and being under the gun the entire time. So I've got a massive striker push coming into my position at Gulf. This shore rad, however, is gonna actually come in pretty slick, because it's going to be able to help kill these shore rads, or these strikers, and it's also going to help against this infantry. So overall, great little asset at the end of the day. Don't sleep on shore rads. They're freaking amazing. I love them. And unfortunately, I'm still not aware of the fact that we've lost the left flank. Like, I'm not aware of it. Which actually ends up biting me in the ass quite a bit, because it allows the enemy to focus on this attack for a while. But as it stands in this current situation, I've managed to mostly defeat the attack. Mostly. Unfortunately, I do lose Gulf, and I need to get it back. That's when I learn, like, oh yeah, rockets are a thing, and then I'm like, fuck, 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 fuck. Um, I can't lose this tank. This tank is too damn important to lose. And this tank does fucking work. So I'm immediately like, okay, need to get my tank back. I'm bringing up another set V2. This will provide me enough of a buffer to be able to do what I need to do. Unfortunately, I was getting some terrible performance out of the Pac 2s in this. And unfortunately, I believe the Pac 2 is the only uh, only air defense asset other than shore rads that I had access to. So, yeah, this deck was definitely not like strong. It was definitely a little on the weak side. But as you can see, we're still holding, even though the enemy has pushed us out a little bit. We're still holding, which is definitely more than I can say. Okay, so there's those green berets. Kill those green berets, please. Thank you. Fucking assholes. Blowing up my supply depot. So shore rad's up. The 2 set V2s are up. We've got a chance here. So kill off the last of the infantry and golf. Push up. Take golf. Get the other set V2 overwatching on Delta so I can recover. And then all of a sudden, boom. 2 tanks, or at least 1, but 2 tanks present at Delta. That's a big fucking problem for me. Move up the other set V2, engage the enemy. 1 hit, good hit. Problem is without both tanks firing, this is not a winning situation. So I decide, okay, I'm going to let him get this shot off. Okay, he missed. Get another shot off. And then I'm just sitting here and like, I'm like, okay, we've started to panic. Pull back, call in more supplies, I got a bunch of Rangers inbound, and a bunch of special tactic teams. You know, we are just literally trying to hold as best as we possibly fucking can. And getting these teams into position will allow us to not only hold, but then proceed to losing an MQ Reaper there, unfortunately, which, you know, at this point in time in the game, I was like, okay, they've got so much AA, it's unfucking real. But at this juncture, the only thing on my mind was, okay, I need to prep for a counterattack. This is a great opportunity. I've severely damaged one of their tanks. The other tank I can handle with just my other stuff. Oh, that's right. These are Rangers RRC. So what's cool about these teams is that they not only have a bunch of long-range capability that they're capable of, but they also have the Carl Gustav, which the Carl Gustav is a great fucking weapon. Nothing wrong with the Gustav. And then all of a sudden, here comes strikers in the back line. Terrible situation. I need to move my fucking assets as quickly as possible. Because if they spotted my supply depot with my MLRS and my Pac 2 there, that would be bad. So, you know, not a good situation. I'm going to tell these flyers to go ahead and return home because they're useful, but their utility is definitely wasted here. And now, the fucking Comanche. I don't have enough recon out. That was definitely a lesson of this match. I don't have enough recon out, and losing one of those RRCs like that is not a good thing. It's not a good vibe. So, it's like, oh, great, awesome. Now, the Abrams comes forward, starts engaging the AGL team. Shore Rat comes forward, starts engaging the Comanche. And at this point in time, it is literally, okay, these RRCs and this AGL, even though it's a terrible situation, this is my last-ditch effort to engage and then proceed to push back into Delta. My tanks are back repairing. I need them, which, one's done repairing. I wish I should have brought up this tank sooner. And I'm, you know, this is the perfect example of a match where it's like, oh, I definitely fucked up a little bit. So this Ranger RRC, it's one of my last units I have available in the field. I need to protect it. And then all of a sudden, here comes the Comanche. Comanche dies. Awesome. Great situation for us. All of a sudden, Shore Rad comes out of the bushes, starts firing at my Shore Rad. Not a good situation. RRC is in a terrible way. And now I'm about to lose the Shore Rad. Boom. There goes the Shore Rad. And it's not looking good at all. It's not a good situation. And I don't have much available to fight this stuff. And it's just a shitty situation. But then here comes my fucking tanks. Finally. These tanks, Oh, did I actually shoot this down? I'm actually curious. Did I actually... Oh, we did shoot down the fucking B2. Nice. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, we've definitely lost this a little bit. But we've got a decent enough situation where I'm not hating it. It's not good, but it's not bad at the same time. Set V2 takes a hit that I wasn't planning on. I wasn't paying attention. It's a terrible situation for me. MLRSs are just bingo fucking ammo. Like, everything is just running through ammo so quickly because of the pressure. Like, there's a lot of pressure involved with this. So we lost Gulf again. And then all of a sudden, the enemy Set V2 comes directly into our line of fire and gets pounded by both tanks at once. And it was like, oh my god. Fucking kill the tank. Actually, that might be a Set V3. I'm not sure. And of course, the seed plane survives, you know, getting hit by 2 missiles. It's a great time. Now I'm calling up the Set V3s, calling out more Rangers, and I'm just like, kill. Oh, that was a Set V3. Boom, Set V3 down. And that literally takes at least half of the tanks that they had on this flank out of action. Now, unfortunately, now they're pressuring Echo, and you know, my special tactics team, my scouts, they're under pressure. They're now in trouble. And then more tanks. As you can guess, I was not happy with my allies up to this point, because it was around this time that I actually noticed that we had completely lost the flank. Now, at this point in time, I bring in these Rangers. I'm like, okay, I need to restabilize my line. The freaking special tactics team putting up a heroic defense of that building. It is hilarious how well they held, even though they were not supposed to be able to hold that long. They just held. Now I reestablish a line of defense. I still have the 1 tank up. And I'm like, oh shit, we might actually be able to counterattack now. Enemy AA goes down to the Shore Rad. Bombers come in. Boom, boom, boom. Unfortunately, Bomber, I'm guessing, goes down. I wasn't paying attention. No, it manages to get away. Very nice. And then all of a sudden, one of their tanks comes forward into the Rangers, and it was like, oh my god, like, great opportunity. Unfortunately, active protection systems, they do prevent a lot of rocket damage unless you overwhelm. I'm actually surprised, given how close it got to this unit, that this unit wasn't able to fire too. That was a little surprising. And then I'm like, oh shit. 3v1, not a good situation. Here comes the cavalry. The Set V3 is coming in. I call in a Guardian because I'm like, okay, I need to desperately... I'm actually sitting here waiting, watching, okay, do they any of them get a view on the V2? They do. I pop the extra smoke. This is the great thing about the Abrams, is that it has 2 smokes, so all of a sudden, boom, I'm good. All of a sudden, shit tons of fucking missiles comes towards my allies. Guardian goes down. So I hope I'm paying attention at this point in time. So I need to bring supplies forward. I've reestablished the line of defense. It's not on the line of defense I want, but it's a line of defense. And now I'm like, okay. Now I'm like, cool. Guardian's here. Start popping these stupid tanks. I realize I'm like, okay, I'm in a bad position with the Guardian. I need to get a little distance. I need to reposition. And now I've got 2 set V3s, 1 set V2, and I'm just going to start pouring on these Hellfires. Again, I wish I had known at this point in time that the Killer Egg could accommodate Hellfires, because I would be using the Killer Egg with Hellfires in this match. A lot of people might not know this, but the Killer Egg with the Hellfires is actually one of the most cost-effective anti-tank helicopters in the game. So now I'm like, okay, here we go. And then all of a sudden, they've got a Guardian. I'm like, shit. Pop the smoke. I need to get this special tactics team forward so they can start taking out. So now I'm down to 2 tanks once again. And I need to kill this Guardian, which is easier said than done, but with a special tactics team, I could probably do it. And again, the big problem here is I don't have any anti-air vehicles other than SHORADs, and this is a failure of me to not bring more of them in. So take this as a lesson. Not having any SHORADs was a big fucking problem for me. Bring a couple more Cav Scouts in, because at this point in time I realize, okay, I'm lacking recon completely. I can't see anything. I need to get recon. And then I'm like, okay, what the fuck just hit my my set? I blow the SHORAD, and then I'm like, okay, tank engagement. I'm like, shit. Pop smoke. And then this stupid Guardian is still alive, by the way. And I pop the smoke. And at this point in time, I am really feeling the pressure. Again, I'm failing on every level of having the lack of SHORADs. But the idiot came into range with his Guardian, and I was able to kill the Guardian via the machine guns on the tanks, which that's a blow. That's a blow. So I'm getting supplies up. Tank ends up getting into range. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get out of here. And then unfortunately, set V3 goes down. So at this point in time, I'm down to 3 tanks. I'm not in a good look, but I've managed to recapture Gulf. So I'm trying my damnedest to hold this, but as you can tell, again, my allies have completely they've let the flank go. The left flank is completely in enemy control, and I have just not been able to kill enough enemies, because there's so many tree lines and so many little different places that you can have AA hiding in this map. It's unfucking real. So we got MLRS coming in. Boom. Kill some AA. Bomb the shit out of this tree line. Unfortunately, nothing was there. And I don't know what happened here. Was this... This might have been the very moment... Oh, yeah, okay. That was the very moment that I think somebody had knocked on the door, if I remember correctly. So I had to answer the door. Oh, yes, that's right. I was playing the day that my girlfriend had gone out with my aunt, and so I had to let her back in. So at this point in time, Guardian engaging the M1. We've got the Guardian, or we've got the M1 dead to rights at this point in time. Boom. Or not the Guardian, but the M1. Yeah, we got the M1 dead to rights. Okay, so my other two tanks up, ready, time to push. It is time to fucking push. And oh, this is when I realized, like, oh wait, like the none of our guys are on the flank. Like, what's going on? So again, another tank, more infantry. It's just an absolute slugfest. And I'm trying desperately to bring supplies up. I'm trying desperately to actually do stuff for the team and push and push and push and push. And it's just so much. And I'm like, oh, you're trying killing my other Guardian. Fuck you. And what was a great situation here, even though it was it was a disadvantage to the Guardian, was I panicked that entire drop, and it gave me an excellent opportunity to kill those units very quickly. So it was a great situation for us. So those Rangers don't get into the building, they don't become a bigger problem, and then we're able to keep pushing up. And then we take the point. And now it's just push up, and then all of a sudden here comes that thing. And I'm like, are you serious? And I'm just panicking the entire time. But I didn't need to panic, even though I lost my pack 2 there. Boom. There we go. AC-130's down. Guardian is still alive. I have not dropped the supplies out of my MH-47. The Chinook is still hovering there like a fucking defenseless child. And then I make a pretty big blunder here. So we have a great situation overall. I should have played a lot more conservative with my tanks in this situation. But I saw the enemy. I saw an opportunity, and I was like, you know what? I need to take this opportunity. Shoot up these trooper AAs for a second. But I decided I need to push up this road, and I need to give the enemy as much hell as possible. We kill the one MLRS, and again, my whole thing here was push up, give the enemy hell, don't give them the satisfaction of an easy win. And again, I stopped paying attention to the I call up the killer eggs, which, you know, the killer eggs would have been much more useful if they were set up to use Hellfires. Find a pack 3 in the back. We kill that. Oh, this is when I realized this is when I realized that my allies had lost that flank completely. And like an idiot, I decide to push up my tanks like this. Now, my goal here was, okay, I'm going to push these tanks up, and I'm going to try to get as many kills on their spawn as I can. But then this happens. That Guardian comes in. Unfortunately, it's not going to... Here we go. Yeah, there you go. That's where it went to shit. Because then I lose one of the Guardians, and I'm pretty sure I lose the second Guardian as well. I might have saved... Oh, yeah, okay, I did manage to save it in time. But yeah, that was a devastating loss for us. I shouldn't have done it. I pushed up too hard. I wasn't expecting the helicopters because I had not spotted them previously, so it was a big issue for me. But I had actually called in the killer eggs hoping to do this like really weird flanking maneuver, but then I don't know if I ever actually pulled it off. And then I found these green berets, which then I gadded with. Yeah, again, the killer eggs, they would have been much more useful if I had had the hellfires on them. I should have. Killer eggs, do it. Don't sleep on it. So I start pushing up a little bit. I'm trying to open up the way a little bit. And my goal here overall was create a buffer, force the enemy into a condition where they're fighting into a defensive or into a defensive words I can speak, I swear. Fight into defensive depth that they actually have to slug through in order to do anything. Unfortunately, that never really comes to fruition. But you can see, again, I'm pushing out. I'm trying to create distance for my forces. I'm bringing in all my special tactics teams because I need as much A as possible. And then I realize, I'm like, oh, I'm completely out of supply again in the rear line. I need more supply. So yeah, overall, my allies did kind of pull it back a little bit because they did push up and start taking territory, but it's a little too late for this. I start pulling the Guardian back because I see all the AA moving up again. I'm like, okay, I don't want to get caught out by this. Call in the other set V3 since I have it available. I'm like, stop shooting at my fucking Guardian, you fucking assholes. Like, this literally becomes repetition up to this point, is like just constant harassment of my Guardians. Which, again, the short reds, they're good. They're great. They're fantastic. But we've fully pushed up and secured this flank. At this point in time, if I'd gotten some recon out, you know, of course, there's the short reds, you know, fucking too late to actually be effect. And me not paying attention because I'm in the rear line managing stuff, I don't realize that my Rangers are under fire. I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, yeah, now the Rangers are down to a shit ton less health. That tank on the flank and everything. But my allies were trying. I will give them that. They were trying to push up. They were trying to do what they needed to do in this engagement. And then, of course, I take a massive hit on the set V2 there. It was an unfortunate hit. And recon was what I was heavily lacking in this fight. Lose a Ranger squad. Special tactics teams come in, start launching stuff. We're taking more hits, and we're like, they had perfect coverage of basically everything. It was a very, very disastrous situation for us overall. And you know, I hold them. I fucking give them what for, and I force them into a horrible fucking situation because they're just like, oh my god, where are all these things coming from? But it was definitely a lot harder than it needed to be. And at this point in time, the killer eggs, again, the killer eggs in their default configuration are worthless, in my opinion. If they had had Hellfires, I would have risked that. And so at this point in time, I'm like, okay, I need to resupply troops. There's a lot of things going on here, and it's not fun. Let's just say that it's not a fun experience. But again, you know, overall, I think we gave it a decent shot. Again, recon was definitely a problem here. Take down a drone. Boom. And and mind you, our allies did push. They did attempt to get in there and actually get stuck in and everything. Again, it was just they had been pushed off so significantly prior to this that it didn't allow us to really coalesce an active front against the enemy. Which then, of course, then we have this situation over here. They're pushing into Echo. They've got the disposable anti-tank weapons that give them the ability to engage vehicles very easily, especially light vehicles like this. And it's a very, very tough situation. But luckily, they did get forces in there, but they need to spread those forces out as quickly as possible. That's a lot of troops to have in one singular location. So we start letting loose with the rockets and the chain gun. And here comes... Unfortunately, it would appear that I might be the only one with a... Oh, okay. Oh, and I forgot the shore rats could engage with their guns on ballistic missiles. I forgot about that. And again, at this point in time, I've stabilized the front. I've created the conditions where they do not want to engage me until they build up more forces. And, you know, overall, it's a pretty good situation for us. But it's 2 minutes before the end of the match. And then all of a sudden, Guardian, boom, dead. It's a very unfortunate situation for us that we are constantly getting engaged by AA. And there's nothing we can really do except just bomb every single freaking tree line. Shooting down that Chinook, though, that was a good thing for us. And I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, boom. There we go. Pack 2 down. Let loose my own MLRS, and then all of a sudden my MLRS gets hit, and then... I don't know if they actually got it. No, they did not. And then my SEP V2, I'm like, oh shit. And again, like, just the amount of AA and point defense that they had out was just so ridiculous. Oh wow, okay, I did not realize that that's a striker shore rad in the background there. But yeah, as you can see, they reestablished their defense on the right or on the left flank. They're trying to push into the left flank, but then they're like, oh shit, there's tanks that are actually engaging us. And then, you know, it's solid defense, you know. We could have done better, yes, but I think we gave it a good show. Lose the SEP V2 there, unfortunately, to the Gustav. But, you know, this was just a back and forth. Like, it was just a ridiculous freaking flank to play on. And I will give kudos to these guys. Like, they did good. They did a lot of good. Good pushes, good attempt overall. So yeah, guys, that's the end of this one, and a slugfest of a match. Anyways, guys.